As the days went by, I could feel rigor mortis setting in. I needed to get out real bad. Then a ray of sunlight pierced the blackness. I remembered I'd met someone in England who lived in Fort Lauderdale, a tiny trip from Miami. I decided to attempt the never-before-achieved.
Can I borrow the car, please?
Of course not. Told you that before. You can't have the car. Told you that. You cannot have the car because you're not familiar with the neighborhoods.
I have a friend. I have one friend I know in Miami. I have one friend in all of Miami Beach, and she lives in Fort Lauderdale.
How do you know her?
I know her from Champneys. I met her in Champneys.
Is it worth it, Ruby, that something happens? Is it worth it that you're dragged out of the car, they take the car, and they kill you? Or maim you? Is it worth it? Who is that? If you would say you're going to go there, you have to have an operation. You must go.
This is going to happen to me on my way to Fort Lauderdale.
Well, it can happen. That happens in...
It can happen. The ceiling can fall in on us now, sitting in the living room.
Of course it can, but you can help that. But to Fort Lauderdale, you don't have to go.
Do you know your way how to go to Fort Lauderdale?
There's a road map.
Easy. And listen to reason. You know, you want to go to the neighbor and ask her what happened to her, and ask her whether she was
What happened to our neighbor? What happened to our neighbor?
Go there and ask her.
What
She has
happened
been
to
dragged
her?
out of the car, and she was in a wheelchair for 6 months. There are neighborhoods you do not know your way
This,
around.
we're not making sense anymore.
Maybe not to you, but to me it makes a lot of sense. Call up the police and ask them if it's recommended.
To go to Fort Lauderdale.
Not to go to, as a stranger to go to Fort Lauderdale.
As a
And
stranger
listen to
to
what
drive.
they say.
I'm a stranger. I'm in Miami. Should I go to Fort Lauderdale? I should call the police.
They think you're a very sensible person to ask them. I think the police will appreciate it because when something happens, they're involved. They don't want to have any problems.
Is it that important?
I just want to go visit her.
You know, when I asked the other day somebody for directions, I was actually scared. Because, you know, the moment they make a move towards the car, I take off.
Who's moving towards your car? Who is waiting out there in the bush?
Oh, there's
The
all
Viet
kinds-
Cong?
Well, it's worse than the Viet Cong.
To go from here to Fort Lauderdale
Yeah.
is worse than going to
I
Vietnam.
want to ask you something, Ruby. Suppose something happened. How would I feel the rest of
I'll
my
phone
life?
you before they kill me. I'll phone you from a phone box. I'll phone and say they've killed me
No,
now.
that doesn't make sense.
I'll give the man the keys. The keys will come back to you, and I'll say to you that I have been murdered. I'm renting a car. That's it. I'm
That
committing
is out of
suicide
my
by
hands.
driving myself down a motorway. No.
You rent a car, that's out of my hands. But I don't want to be
No,
responsible.
I'm committing suicide now. I'm going to rent a car.
Whatever you do,
No,
Ruby,
it's a suicide.
be
pact.
smart.
I'm
Don't do it.
renting a car.